Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to the 2020 NOSSCAR Super GT Series. Today we have round 7 at the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. Only 2 races to go before we crown a 2020 NOSSCAR Super GT Series champion. Coming into tonight's event, Bill Baldwin, the defending champion from 2019, has a 4-point advantage over his good buddy off the track and on, and that is Pac-Man, the 2020 NOSSCAR GT Cup Series champion. Both drivers have won NOSSCAR championships here on Gran Turismo Sport before. Both are in a head-to-head battle for the 2020 NOSSCAR Super GT Series championship. They're being followed closely by JRB, the Canadian Timac, Juicy J, and more. 10 drivers from 3 countries set to take the green flag here at the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit here on Gran Turismo Sport. Strap yourselves in, kick back, and relax, and enjoy the show. NOSSCAR Super GT Series action coming to you live right here on Gran Turismo Sport and on the NOSSCAR Series Racing YouTube channel. The cars are now set to take the green flag. They're parked on the racetrack in their qualifying positions, and it's Pac-Man on the pole. This is huge, folks. He comes in 4 points behind the driver starting in second, and that is Bill Baldwin, the defending champion. There you see him in the Toyota TS030 in the pink and gray number 21 car, and Pac-Man just in front of him there, and it's the number 918 Porsche car. And he's got that car looking strong, looking good out front and on the pole for this one here at the Nürburgring Grand Prix, round 7 of the 2020 NOSSCAR Super GT Series. Keep your eye as well on Jesse Carlson starting in 3rd, JRB starting in 4th. He's got to win this season. Woot Shy out of Canada starting in 5th. The Canadian Timac with a win at Monza starts in 6th. Luciano starting in 7th from Brazil, and we're green here. Through the first couple of corners clean, and this is big as well. Jesse Carlson has taken P2 away from the defending champion Bill Baldwin, so put Bill back into 3rd position. And there's a long ways to go before we see the checkered flags waved, but if they were to finish where they are right now, Pac-Man would have a 1-point advantage heading into the final race of the season. Of course, that is at Spa of Francorchamps. And what a swing that would be for Pac-Man, because Bill has had the points lead for basically most of this season, if not all of it. He won the very first event. Pac-Man won the 2nd event at Fuji International Speedway. Season opener, of course, was at Laguna Seca. Bill Baldwin winning there, and then Bill would answer back by winning 2 races in a row. And that, of course, was at Barcelona, Catalunya, and Lago Maggiore. So Bill Baldwin's championship to lose at this point. Pac-Man on a roll here. He's rocking and rolling out there in the lead. Jesse Carlson in 2nd. Bill Baldwin in 3rd. The gap is about the same between the top 4 cars. Woot Shy out of Canada running in 4th. And don't look now, folks, but the other Canadian, Timac, the full-time Canadian, running in 5th. He's gotten around JRB, who now runs in 6th. Juicy J in the Red Bull machine running in 7th. Crazy Legs runs in 8th, and we can tell you that Luciano Luck out of Brazil has pulled off the racetrack. We didn't see what happened to him, but we do know it was on lap 1. So the lone Brazilian in this event is off the track and done for the day. That is a shame, folks. He was coming off a pretty good finish there at Sardegna. If you guys haven't seen that race, it is on the NOSSCAR YouTube channel. Go ahead and check it out. Luciano out of Brazil finishing in 8th in that one. 15 drivers attempted to qualify their way into the race, and 12 drivers made the show, and Luciano picked up the 8th position there, and the battle for the lead is heating up in Nürburgring Grand Prix. Battle for second, I should say, maybe. Jesse Carlson under fire. Really like the Haas Automation red and black paint job that he's got going on there on that race car. And the two Canadians are trying to run down the three Americans, and then they got the American driver of JRB running in sixth, and it was a wild one at Sardegna for that Grand Prix event. Round 6 of the season just last week. JRB picking up the win and picking up his first ever NOSSCAR Super GT Series win. Becomes one of 6 different drivers to park it in victory lane in this series, and looking to add more to it before the end of the season, but it's not off to the strongest start here at Nurburgring. Neither is Timac, coming off a big win in Monza 2 weeks ago, and he's running in 5th. They both have a little bit of catching up to do, but the top 6 drivers still all within 3.7 seconds of each other on the racetrack, and they're all chasing Pac-Man, the 2020 NOSSCAR GT Cup Series champion. Of course, in that series, they drive the GR3 cars. Ford Mustangs, Chevy Corvettes, Nissan GTRs, Toyota FT1s. Cars of that nature, and very fun, very competitive series, and it came down to Bill Baldwin, Even Steven, and Pac-Man in a tight points battle there. Top 3 have really begun to spread themselves out from the rest of the field just a little bit. Wu Chai starting to fade just a bit in the Porsche, running in the 4th position, and there's Timac in the 2016 Audi R18, running in the 5th position. JRB close in tow right there. I wanted to see the front of it again before I said what kind of car it was. I do believe that that is the Toyota TS030, a lot like Bill Baldwin's, who's actually now up into the 2nd position. He has taken P2 away from Jesse Carlson, so put Jesse back into 3rd. And this is big. This is huge for both of these two drivers. They're battling for the championship here in the Super GT Series. Coming into this race, Pac-Man is 4 points behind Bill Baldwin, and right now they run 1-2. If they were to finish 1-2 with Pac-Man winning the race, they would go into the last race, with a 1-point differential for Pac-Man. Pac-Man would be 1 point out of the championship, and Bill would be 1 point to the good. So these are valuable points that Pac-Man is looking to pick up by winning the Nürburgring Grand Prix. Ooh, Jesse Carlson kind of looked like he went over the rumble strip a little bit too much there, and he did. He's going to get the half-second penalty, and now these drivers on Gran Turismo Sport, they need to kill these penalties that they might get once in a while for things like corner cutting and contact with the wall, contact with other cars, by lifting a little bit sooner, heading into the turns. And there you see he did that going into turn 1, and very much expertly applied there. As you can see, he killed the entire penalty, and he didn't lose any track time to the top 2. The top 3 still very much alive and well in the fight for this win. The 3-car dance for 4th, 5th, and 6th is still on. Wu Chai, Timac, JRB, and behind them it is Juicy J in the Red Bull machine. And he's only a couple of corners behind these 3, so he might still be able to get up there and battle with them for position. Crazy Legs is about a half a lap down right now in the 8th position. 9 drivers started the race itself. 10 drivers from 3 different countries attempted to qualify their way into the event, so Crazy Legs is going to finish in P8 unless he can find a little bit of speed. Time will tell. It's hard to take our eye off the action, folks. It's especially up here for the battle for the lead. These 3 cars seem so evenly matched. They seem to be all right there, nose to tail, only a car length or 2 in between at a time, and it only gets that spread when they're going down one of these long straightaways. The draft is very powerful here in Gran Turismo Sport, and they can use it to gain ground and suck up for like a slingshot maneuver, especially going down this straightaway right here, the front straightaway leading into turn 1. That is where Bill Baldwin is trying to get a good run. He's trying to get a good run out of the final turn so he can get to the inside and outbrake Pac-Man, and that's exactly what he does going into turn 1. We have a new race leader, and this is huge championship implications here. This is not what Pac-Man wants to see. He looks to the inside. He's trying to challenge and make life a little difficult for Bill while he's still right in front of him. But now after this most recent right-hand turn, looks like Bill's going to cruise away just by a couple of car lengths there and get a little bit of breathing room. Now Pac-Man's not quite close enough to challenge for the race lead, and Pac-Man's championship hopes are slipping away here just a little bit. And getting a report that Wu Chai out of Canada has lost the 4th position. In fact, he is off the racetrack now. This puts... I didn't see what happened. We were watching the battle for the lead, and Timac has taken the 4th position because of this. JRB is up into 5th. Juicy J a couple of turns behind them, running in 6th, but he finds the gravel trap coming out of the swinging right-hander before the S's. He's going to lose a bit of time there. Crazy Legs now up into the 7th position, so this leaves 7 cars left on the racetrack, and we'll keep our eye on the battle up here for the podium spots. No immediate challenge from the drivers running outside of the top 3 to stand on the podium at the end of this race. It seems to be a 3-car dance for the win at this point. And remember, I was mentioning how powerful the draft can be, especially here on these straightaways. If Pac-Man can stay close enough to Bill, going through all of these tight bends and these chicanes and these turns around this course for this final straightaway here, he might be able to slingshot back around Bill Baldwin the exact same way that he was passed by Bill, but now he seems to be losing a couple of car lengths to him, so time will tell, folks, and he's only got a couple of laps left to do it. We're over the halfway point in this race. 15-minute races here on Gran Turismo Sport, driving the GR1 prototype cars. No fictional vision cars allowed, and no custom tuning. The balance of power settings are in and applied, and so these drivers, it really comes down to decision making, tire management, driver skill, and there was contact there. Jesse Carlson, heavy contact to the back of Pac-Man, damage to both cars a little bit, I'm sure, and as soon as he noticed that happened, he lifted a lot, and now there's a huge gap in between those two. The top 3 have distance in between each other, and JRB has taken over the 4th position from Timac. Coming off a big win, winning the Sardinia Grand Prix. First ever NOSSCAR Super GT Series win there, driving the Toyota TS030, and now has his car comfortably in front of the Canadian Timac, who drives the 2016 Audi R18, and he's got him gapped by about 5-6 car lengths when they're going down these long straightaways, even through the tight chicane there. Timac's got a little bit of work to do. The Audi R18s are known to have a little bit of an acceleration advantage and top speed advantage, but the Toyota TS030s definitely take these tighter corners better than the Audi, and so certain tracks do favor certain cars, and it's also what allowed Timac to capitalize at Monza and get the win there. There are a couple of straightaways involved, and JRB taking advantage here of these windy courses. These two have been very evenly matched, not only here in the NOSSCAR Super GT Series, but the 2020 NOSSCAR World Championship as well, and NOSSCAR GT Cup Series. They had some good battles there as well. These two know each other very well here in the world of NOSSCAR on Gran Turismo Sport, and having a good battle here today for 4. And even more problems now for Pac-Man. A good day, a great day, going from great to worse, going to bad here perhaps for Pac-Man. And he came into this race only 4 points behind Bill Baldwin, and when he was running in the lead and Bill was in 3rd, he was going to leave here with the points lead by 1 single point. And once Bill took 2nd, he would have left here 1 point behind Bill heading into the final event at Spa. But now, as they sit, and as Pac-Man is currently in the 3rd position, he's actually going to leave here 9 points behind Bill Baldwin if they were to finish where they are running right now. And right now, NASCAR Jesse Carlson is Pac-Man's best friend. He wants him to get up there and challenge Bill Baldwin for the win and take some points away from Bill. That would be a 3-point swing. Bill would lose 3 points in that exchange if Jesse Carlson were to get around him and win this race. It would also be Jesse Carlson's first career NOSSCAR Super GT Series win, so it would be a feel-good moment. It would be Bill Baldwin's 11th career NOSSCAR Super GT Series. He holds the all-time record for wins in this series. The series started last year in 2019, and we saw Bill Baldwin and even Steven have an amazing battle for the championship last year, and Bill won 7 races and the championship. Even Steven won 6 races and finished runner-up in the final standings. It was a great season and great action to watch as well. Looking to do the same thing again here in 2020. He picked up where he left off. He won round 1 at Laguna Seca. Pac-Man answered back and won at Fuji International Speedway, but then it was Bill Baldwin winning round 3 and round 4. Of course, that was at Barcelona, Catalunya, and then again at Lago Maggiore. And I don't think anyone will forget, it was round 5 where T-Mac picked up his first career NOSSCAR Super GT Series win. Went winless last season in this series, finished 6th in the final standings, and it was a great battle for that spot. He had to work hard for it, and yeah, he capitalized at Monza in round 5. And of course, we've mentioned at round 6, it was JRB winning the Sardinia Grand Prix. And now with 2 races left, one after this one, it's Bill Baldwin leading here in the Nurburgring Grand Prix. It's the short Grand Prix layout, not the Nordschleife layout like they ran in the GT Cup Series. And I do believe that they are now going to be shown the white flag here. I believe the clock is about to expire, and that means Bill's going to be on his final lap, and that means Jesse Carlson only has 1 lap to get around Bill and capture his first ever NOSSCAR Super GT Series win. Of course, this would also help Pac-Man. Pac-Man in 3rd and has dropped way behind the front 2 runners, so it's come down to Bill and Jesse. And again, if everybody finishes where they're running right now, Bill would leave here with a 9-point advantage over Pac-Man. But if Jesse can get around him and take the win away, it would only be a 6-point advantage for Bill. That's a huge difference, especially in a matter of 1 race. That's only a spot or 2 on the racetrack, depending on which spot you're running for in the running order. But Bill's only got a couple of corners left, and he's going to be crowned the winner here of the Nürburgring Grand Prix. Jesse Carlson's right there going into the chicane. Only 1 turn left now for Bill Baldwin. Is Jesse going to get close enough to maybe use the draft and make a run to the checkered flag? He tried. He used every inch of the track and then some. Even went over the rumble strips. Bill Baldwin is going to win the Nürburgring Grand Prix. A great effort by Jesse Carlson to go after that first ever win. He's going to finish in 2nd. Pac-Man in 3rd, JRB in 4th, T-Mac is going to round out the top 5, Juicy J and the Red Bull Machine is going to finish in 6th, Crazy Legs is going to finish in 7th, he's going to bring it home in P7. 10 drivers started the race, and at the end of the show, it was Bill Baldwin capturing his 11th career NOSSCAR Super GT Series win. More importantly, 4th of the season, and now has a 9-point advantage over Pac-Man heading into the final round at Spa de Francorchamps in Belgium. And we hope you enjoy the broadcast. We hope you join us for the championship race. Who's going to get it, folks? Is it going to be Pac-Man? Is he going to rally back from the 9-point deficit, or is Bill Baldwin going to hold on strong and become a 2-time Super GT Series champion? Thanks for joining us, everybody. Be safe and have a good night.